All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome into the post-game show. I'm Dan Tanner, your host for In the Paint. We're reacting to Nuggets and Philly. Wow, what a game. So we're just going to watch along here for the last minute and 20 seconds. The Nuggets currently have a 2-point lead over the 76ers. They just turned it over, did the Nuggets, but they got it right back. And the Nuggets have the ball up 2 with a minute and 5 seconds to go. There's 14 seconds left on the shot clock. What a game this has been. This would be the win of the season for the Denver Nuggets. No question about it. We'll get into why here in just a second as the Nuggets, Bruce Brown just missed a 3. So there's a long way to go in this one. And the 76ers get a transition layup. So this game is tied up at 120, everybody. This is going to be an absolutely crazy finish here in Philadelphia. But what a game this has been. No starters tonight for the Denver Nuggets. No Jamal Murray, no Nikola Jokic, no Aaron Gordon, no Christian Brown, and obviously no Cam Johnson, no Tim Hardaway, no Jonas Valanciunas. They are missing their top 7 players basically in this game, and they are giving the Philadelphia 76ers everything they can handle. So this is going to be an exciting finish. Can't wait to watch it along here with everybody. What an effort from Jalen Pickett tonight. He's been the best player for the Nuggets in this game, bar none. Zeke Naji has hit a bunch of big threes. He's been fantastic. Peyton Watson has been phenomenal. He's been doing everything offensively for this team tonight. You can tell he's worked on his handles over the offseason. This has been an absolutely incredible basketball game in a game where, let's be honest, folks, like how many of you had the Nuggets even being somewhat competitive in this game? This thing is tied up at 120 with under a minute to go. I think it's 49.6 seconds. Yeah, 49.6 seconds left in this game. The Nuggets do have the ball, so they have a chance to win this thing. Now, I want to say you try to go. I would like to see the Nuggets try to run this down to around, well, actually, if they try to score quick here, they'll most likely guarantee themselves at least 2 possessions. So I want to see the Nuggets try to go like a longer version of a 2-for-1 here. So the Nuggets just inbound the ball, and it's in Pickett's hands. That's a good move. He's been on fire tonight. He's going to pass it off to Peyton Watson. The shot clock is at 10, so they still got some time. Watson's driving into the lane, and it is blocked at the rim, but the Nuggets get the rebound. Didn't reset the shot clock, though. They're going to have to throw it up. Pickett's going to throw up a prayer. Oh, just off the front of the rim. Philly's got the ball with 20 seconds to go. They will hold it for the last shot. So here we go. 10 seconds left. Oh, man. Either Philly's winning this or we're going to overtime. All right, Philly's got it. Oh, man, they almost lost it there. Oh, they missed the shot. I don't even think they got it off in time. Wow, great defense there from the Nuggets. All right, we've got overtime, everybody. So we will continue to watch along as the Nuggets have given the 76ers everything they can handle. I am so surprised by how this game has turned out for the Denver Nuggets tonight. Like I was just saying, the Nuggets were 14-point underdogs going into this game tonight. 14-point underdogs, and they are taking the Philadelphia 76ers into overtime, who, as far as I know, are basically 100% healthy. Like, I don't know of any of at least their big names that aren't playing in this game. Paul George is in. Joel Embiid is in. Tyrese Maxey's in. VJ Edgecombe, their super rookie, has been in tonight. And the Nuggets are hanging right there. So just a quick look at the numbers for the Nuggets tonight. Now, the 2 offensive stars for the Nuggets tonight have been Peyton Watson. He's got 24 points in 39 minutes. He's 7 of 11 shooting. So really efficient night from Peyton Watson. 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. 8 of 10 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal, and with 2 blocks. Man, Peyton Watson has had an absolutely monster game tonight for the Nuggets. And then the star of the game, the star of the show, really, for the Denver Nuggets this evening is Jalen Pickett. 37 minutes. He's got 26 points, which is a career high for Jalen. 10 of 17 shooting. He's 6 for 10 from 3. So he's shooting 60% from beyond the arc this evening on 10 attempts. He's got 5 rebounds and 7 assists, does Jalen Pickett. So he's been phenomenal. Zeke Najee's got 21 points on 7 of 11 shooting. Hunter Tyson has 14. What an effort from the Nuggets bench players. I mean, that's what this game is, you know? This is the Nuggets bench, like second unit / end of the bench. That's all 9 guys. Actually, yeah, all 9 guys that were eligible to play tonight have gotten into the game. Curtis Jones has the fewest minutes with 8, but that's to be expected. He is the last guy on the bench. But everybody besides Curtis Jones has contributed offensively. I mean, Deron Holmes is struggling a little bit. You can tell his shot is off. But Spencer Jones, I thought, has been tremendous tonight. His screening tonight, allowing the Nuggets to sink into the corner and get open looks from 3, I thought has been fantastic. The 76ers have been really struggling with that all night. And Spencer Jones has been doing all of the little stuff to keep the Nuggets in this basketball game. In fact, he scored the first 5 points of the game for the Denver Nuggets, did Spencer Jones. So he really got this team off on the right foot. And, you know, I have a clip saved from last night's game or yesterday afternoon's game after the Nuggets lost to the Brooklyn Nets. And David Adelman ripped the Nuggets. That was the first time this year he has ripped this team for their effort. And I do want to play that for you because, boy, it sure seemed like they got the message because they came out playing their asses off tonight. So that was great to see. All right, first shot of the game is a made 3 from Jalen Pickett. My God. So he's up to 29 points. He's 7 of 11 from beyond the arc. Jalen Pickett, where has this been over the last couple of years? Good for Jalen. This is awesome. Boy, is he earning himself some extra minutes over the course of the regular season, even when the Nuggets get healthy. Like, how do you not play him more after a game like this? And you know what? I've actually been impressed with Jalen Pickett all year. I'm not shocked that he's doing this. I might be shocked to the degree in which he's doing it. He's had a couple of step back threes where literally I posted one on my Twitter at DanTanner091. He was one-on-one with Joel Embiid, and it literally looked like Steph Curry dancing around the 3-point line, stepping back and draining a 3. It's like, wow, I didn't know Jalen Pickett had that in his bag, but he obviously does, and he has been tremendous tonight. Okay, so Embiid gets to the rim and scores it. So the Nuggets have a 1-point lead. It's 123 to 122 with 3 minutes and 51 seconds to go in overtime. Wow, what an effort from this team. I saw somebody tweet out today, the longtime Nuggets fans, not even that long time, it was like 5-6 years ago, the 7 freaking dudes game in Utah, where the Nuggets, I think that had to do with COVID. I can't remember. I think it was something to do with COVID restrictions at the time, and the Nuggets had to travel to Utah to take on the Jazz and only had 7 players available to play in the game in a place where they have struggled mightily and won that game. So obviously they have 2 more guys tonight, but in that game they had Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and Monte Morris, Gary Harris, guys like that. So they had some of their stars in that game. These are all bench players and all end of the bench players. Like, I'm talking second rotation guys, second unit guys when the team is healthy, and then a lot of guys that never see the floor unless it's garbage time. Okay, so the Nuggets are up by 1. They've got the ball. Peyton Watson just missed a shot, and Philly gets the rebound. Boy, the Nuggets are defending really well in this overtime. They've only allowed 2 points so far in over 2 minutes. So they've only allowed a bucket so far in this OT, and it was a Tyrese Maxey bucket. Whoever can defend down the stretch here is going to pull this one out as Philly misses a 3 and the Nuggets get the rebound. Okay. So the defense is holding strong. Wow, if the Nuggets win this game, this is a win that can like really give this team momentum for a while in the regular season. I know they're injured, but this win would be like a monstrous boost of adrenaline and momentum for a team who's struggling on this East Coast road trip. Wow, so the Nuggets just blocked another shot and get the ball back. Neither team could score right now. It's 3-2 in the overtime period, and there's 2 minutes left in OT. So this has become a defensive battle here in overtime in what was a game that was tied up at 120 apiece at the end of the fourth quarter. So both teams are either getting gassed or just locking down on defense. I think the Nuggets have done a really good job. They've basically been sitting in their zone defense the vast majority of the game, and I think it's given Philly problems at times. Wow, Philly they just missed another shot. I mean, that wasn't even close. I don't even know who shot that. I think that was VJ Edgecombe. So, man, Philly can't get near the basket right now. This is kind of like how the Nuggets were shooting in Cleveland when they scored 8 points in the fourth quarter or 11 points in the fourth quarter and just couldn't get anything near the rim. Jalen Pickett with a turnaround shot. That's an air ball. Wow, both teams are just shooting absolute bricks right now. I think both of these teams are gassed because both of these teams were shooting the ball well as we went into overtime, and both of them it's 3-2 in the overtime period right now. Okay. Well, this is going to be a tight finish, everybody. Really tight finish here in Philadelphia. So Philly's got the ball. They get it into the painted area. Ooh, here comes a dunk. Yep, that's VJ Edgecombe. Well, that's how you stop shooting air balls. You dunk it. So Philly takes a 1-point lead. There's a minute and 20 seconds to go here in overtime in Philadelphia. Oh my gosh. I think the Nuggets just turned it over out of bounds. Wow. Oh, that's tough. Peyton Watson just lost control, and they're going to call the foul, but either way, it's a turnover. All right, so they got to get a stop here. There's a minute and 5 seconds to go. Philly's up by 1. And what are they calling here? They called something. I don't know what it is yet, though, because they're showing the VJ Edgecombe dunk replay. Okay, it's a side out. So Philly's got, let's see, how much time? 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Plenty of time here for the Nuggets. Like, this thing isn't over. And Zeke Naji gets called for a foul. Oh, my goodness. I think it was another screening foul. That's something that I would like to see the Nuggets take a little bit more pride in and effort in, is they get a lot of screening fouls. Yeah, that one wasn't a screen foul. It was just Embiid and Najee were fighting for position, and I guess they called Zeke for the foul. It looked like they were both tussling pretty good. Looks like a good no call to me. They're trying to get it into Embiid. He gets double teamed, and wide open three is no good, and Philly gets the rebound. Oof. Okay, so there's 45 seconds to go, everybody. Got to get a stop here. Well, you can give up a 2-pointer, and it's still a 1-possession game. Oh, and Philly just turned it over. They threw it out of bounds. Oh, wow. Paul George, thank you very much. Okay, and I think the Nuggets just called a timeout. All right, so there's 38.2 seconds left to go in the contest. The Nuggets are down by 1, and this thing is going to get spicy at the end. Couple of quick notes just on the game tonight. So really everybody in this game contributed really well offensively, besides that played significant minutes. I'm not going to count Curtis Jones because he only played in 8 minutes of this game, and this guy hardly ever sees the floor. So I'm not even really going to count him in the 9. It's really 8 guys that have been going tonight. But the only two guys that really haven't produced offensively a whole lot for the Nuggets tonight has been Deron Holmes and Julian Strawther. And if you were listening to my show yesterday, and over the last couple of days, really, I've been getting on Julian Strawther and Bruce Brown. I think they both been lacking in their production on the offensive end, especially Julian Strother. I know he's been injured a lot this year, and he's missed a lot of time, but he's back and he's healthy. And this guy, we've seen it in flashes with Julian Strother. Like when he's got his shot going, he's a very dangerous scorer. But we just haven't seen that come to fruition, at least yet, so far this year. So I would really like to see Julian Strother, his production ramp up a little bit. And then I'm going to get on Bruce Brown. I've been a little underwhelmed with Bruce since he's come back, but he's had a much better game tonight. He's got 17 points, 6 of 12 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3. So much happier with the production from Brucey B tonight. All right, we've got 38 seconds to go. And again, if some of you are watching on cable, you're probably ahead of me. I apologize. I'm watching on the Peacock app. So, Peyton just missed a shot. And yeah, the Nuggets don't need to foul technically because there's about 6.5 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock. So at this point, they just got to let Philly run a play. They will. Edgecombe drives to the rim, and it's blocked, and the Nuggets get possession. Are they going to call timeout, or are they going to go on the fast break? Bruce Brown misses the layup. Did they call a foul? I think they did. Nope. Oh, they did. Oh, no, he made the shot. Oh, I'm so sorry. He made the shot. I didn't think it went in. I was waiting for them to call the foul. Okay, he made the layup. Or did they call it goaltending? They called it goaltending, and it was. And in fact, what's so interesting about that, so it hit off the glass first, and Embiid then hit it. They missed a call earlier in the game, a goaltending call on Joel Embiid, and then in that exact same situation. In fact, they're going to the monitor right now to look at it, but I just saw the replay. To me, it wasn't even close. It was clearly goaltending. And they missed a call earlier. I believe it was Zeke Naji who put up a shot, and they showed the replay, and it clearly hit the glass first. It should have been goaltending, and they missed it. So they saw this one, but they're reviewing it right now, and I think there's no way they're going to overturn this. So if this holds, there's 5.3 seconds to go. The Nuggets are up 125 to 124. Oh, baby. This thing what a great game. My God, what an effort from the Nuggets bench guys. This is incredible. Okay, wow, they're doing this court ID. I've never seen that. That must be a Peacock thing. It was like a virtual whatever. It showed that it was a violation, and it's good. The shot's going to count. That was a big call right there, everybody. So I think Philly just called a timeout. Again, there's 5.3 seconds to go. The Nuggets are up by 1. This thing is not over. Cannot foul here. The last thing they want to do is foul on this play. I mean, you want to get a hand up, but man, you cannot send them to the free throw line. You got to make them earn it. Okay, here we go. Joel Embiid's playing. Of course he is. No Nikola Jokic. I saw Vic Lombardi tweeting about that earlier. Boy, I will say this about Joel while we're waiting for this play. He looks like he's starting to get healthy again. I thought he looked pretty good tonight, but he's not his former dominant self. You can tell that age is starting to catch up with him a little bit. He's still a really good player, but just looks like a little bit of a shell of himself. All right, here we go. Maxi's got it. He's going to try, throws it up, and he missed it. And the Nuggets win 125 to 124 in overtime. Oh my God. I cannot believe they just won that game. Unbelievable. Wow. I'm speechless right now. I am sorry, everybody. That was an incredible win from the Denver Nuggets. Wow, what a win. The Nuggets were 14-point underdogs going into tonight's game against Philadelphia. on the road. No Nikola Jokic, no Jamal Murray, no Christian Brown, no Aaron Gordon, no Cam Johnson, no Tim Hardaway, no Jonas Valanciunas. And they win the game in overtime against a healthy Philly team in their building. All right, Nuggets fans, where does this win rank over we'll just say over the Jokic era? In fact, you know what? They're talking to Jalen Pickett right now. Let me pull this up here for you.
Just talk about the team effort. Yeah. We felt like we didn't play well last game, and we
This is
needed
Jalen Pickett
with a bunch of energy and effort tonight. So, when you come in with that mindset and you're trying to steal a game, anything can happen. Let's talk about you, man. You're a 4-year guy. You don't get rattled. You've been in big games before. It definitely showed tonight. Just talk about your level of confidence and the way you played tonight. Definitely. I mean, with all our starters out, we needed a leader. So they looked to, me, Bruce, and P.Y. to kind of lead us in this game. And, we came out and we knew it was going to start on the defensive end. So when you come out, play with that effort, and get easy baskets in transition, confidence just builds. Best of luck, man. Stay healthy. Keep hooping. Stay confident, boy. Good to see.
Wow. That is the player of the game right there, everybody. Shout out to Austin Rivers, former Nugget, by the way. He's doing a great job on the Peacock broadcast. Jalen Pickett tonight, he's your player of the game. He was phenomenal. I mean, I was talking about this earlier, but some of the moves he was showing at the 3-point line, I mean, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic here. Like, it was Steph Curry-esque. I didn't know Jalen Pickett had that in his bag. And like I said earlier, this isn't shocking to me to see Jalen Pickett do this, because we've seen, or at least I've seen at times over the last couple of years, when Jalen has actually gotten a chance to play, he has shown that he is capable of running an NBA offense and has a scoring punch. And, if you go back to his time at Penn State, he was a dynamic scorer for Penn State. I believe he was an All-American when he was at Penn State. So, like, this guy can play. And you know what else I was thinking about when I was watching Jalen Pickett and what he did tonight? Is this a little bit of vindication for Calvin Booth in the Calvin Booth-Michael Malone feud? Saw Hunter Tyson play a pretty good game tonight, too. Now, look, I get it with Hunter Tyson because he's been way too inconsistent so far, although he hasn't been playing a whole lot, so I don't really blame him in that aspect. But the beef with Michael Malone and Calvin Booth was that Michael didn't trust the young guys, mainly Jalen Pickett, Julian Strawther, and Hunter Tyson. And Calvin Booth, Malone wanted to go get veteran free agents, and Calvin Booth basically said, no, you've got to play the young guys and develop them, and this is what we're rolling with. And Malone was a very stubborn head coach and was not a fan of doing that, period. He was very tentative to play these young guys. I mean, even going back to last year with Jalen Pickett, he was very tentative to play these young guys. Boy, with what we saw tonight from Jalen Pickett and what I've seen building over the course of especially this season, but even going back to last year when he got in there, he showed that he could play in this league. Like, I've always been a fan of Jalen Pickett. I've been saying this all season long, even going back to last year. The reason I'm a fan of Jalen Pickett is, as the backup point guard to Jamal Murray, is he can come in and run the offense like a professional NBA point guard should be able to do. But what he's showing us this season is that I think he's a little bit more than that. He's got a scoring punch to him. And he was electric tonight. His handles looked awesome. His shot was like silky smooth. I mean, this looked like a version of Jalen Pickett I haven't seen in quite some time. He was doing a really good job of relocating on his threes. He passed the ball away, kind of just sink into the corner. And the guys on the Peacock broadcast did a really good job talking about that. And they were saying, that's a veteran move to relocate on your three, sink a little bit. It just gives you that half extra tick to get your shot off. And he was doing that all night. So we're starting to see Jalen Pickett develop into a really nice NBA player. And this is one of the positives that can come out of a team that is so ravaged by injuries like the Nuggets are right now, you get to see guys like Jalen Pickett get a chance to show what he's got. You get to see guys like Zeke Naji step up tonight. Who knows what this does for his confidence moving forward, or hell, even his trade value. Like I've heard Nate Kreckman and Andy Lindahl on our afternoon show talk about this all the time. Like at worst, they want to see Zeke play well just to up his trade value. Okay, like or it's helping them win like they did tonight. I mean, Zeke hit a bunch of big threes tonight. He was integral in the Nuggets winning this game. Peyton Watson, same thing. I mean, my God. I can't believe the Nuggets didn't give him a contract extension over the offseason. Like knowing what we know right now, I kind of thought that before the season too. And I love Christian Brown, and this is not a diss on Christian Brown. But honestly, Nuggets fans, who would you rather have signed to a long-term contract over the offseason right now, today, knowing what we know from what we've seen so far in the regular season? Christian Brown or Peyton Watson? And again, like, this isn't me criticizing Christian Brown. He's been hurt a lot of the year. I can't blame him for that. But my God, Peyton Watson has been tremendous this year. He'll be a restricted free agent at the end of the season. Now, it's all going to depend on what the Nuggets cap situation looks like. But man, they have got to try everything they can to keep Peyton Watson in a Denver Nuggets uniform. He has developed into a really, really good NBA player, really good two-way player. He's improved his handles over the offseason. You can tell Peyton Watson put in a lot of work over the offseason. And boy, he's been fantastic. So I just I was thinking about this during the game. There's D-Mac. Hey man.
Dude.
That was incredible. So I was doing the watch along, and we all witnessed it live. That was the most shocking, surprising, most badass victory I can remember in quite some time for this Denver Nuggets team. It was either this one or the 7 freaking dudes in Utah. But you know what, D-Mac? I'm going to put this one above the 7 freaking dudes, because in the Utah game,
definitely,
they had Jokic and Murray. In this game, it was the second unit and the end of the bench guys. That was the roster tonight. Yeah. And they won against a healthy Philly team.
I am
in Philly.
In overtime.
Jalen Pickett looked like Steph Curry.
Dude, that was the most ridiculous thing. By far, the best game of the year. By far.
Easily. The circumstances. Zeke Naji. You don't win that game without Zeke Naji hitting like 3 massive threes.
Massive. And Bruce
Hunter
Brown.
Tyson.
Well, I mean,
he hit a couple of big threes. He had the 4.3 point, 4-point play on a 3-point attempt. He got fouled.
When does Jalen Pickett get invited to the All-Star game?
Dude, I tweeted out one of his moves. It was when he was matched up one-on-one with Embiid. And I said to our listeners earlier, I'm really not trying to be hyperbolic here. You can go look at it on my Twitter. They did it in slow-mo on the Peacock broadcast. That was a Steph Curry move. I mean, he's dribbling all over the 3-point line. He steps back, and B's got a hand in his face, and he drills it. And he does a little shimmy on his way back.
How humiliating for the Sixers.
Seriously.
I mean, you got to be kidding me. And Deron Holmes, I realized something with Deron Holmes. He ain't it, unfortunately.
I just don't think he's ready
soft. Yet. Oh, I don't think
he's
ever
going to
be ready. I think he's
really?
Soft. Yeah.
Well, hold on. What did you see tonight that made you think that, or over the last couple of games?
Whatever. It's just I don't want to be a downer here, but he's clearly not it. It clearly was.
I still like him.
I like him in Grand Rapids. But that being said, I mean, Curtis Jones. Does anybody? I knew he was on the team. Did anybody else know Curtis Jones was on the team? I doubt it.
I did, just because he's been getting action the last couple of games.
How about Julian Strother having to take a pretty significant backseat in this game?
Yeah.
But whatever, man. Yeah, Zeke was great. So how about the reverse from Zeke? How about the reverse from Zeke?
I know.
Bruce Brown. I don't know, man. He's a bit of a mystery, but he was 2 for 4 from 3.
He played much better tonight than over the last couple of games. Because I've been critical of him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I am fired. Are people fired up in the comments? You guys fired up? That was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, this was a game that this almost felt like this is how we felt in Denver when the Wizards came to our building and beat the Nuggets last year. But
that was bad. But this has got to be worse. This has got to be worse for the
that's
Sixers.
what I was going to say. But this is even worse because the Wizards weren't playing their second unit as their starters and they're into the bench guys as their second unit.
Dude, that was so fun. That was so entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, I started casually watching, like, I don't know. Nothing else is on. And, oh, okay. Isn't that cute? The Nuggets have a lead in the first. Like, oh, okay. And then it's like, wait a second. And then I was like, oh, okay. They're down by 9 or whatever it was. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Here's where it goes. You guys realize the Nuggets were like a 14.5 point underdog in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, it's going to start here at any point. And then with like 6 minutes to go, it's like, wait a second, what the fuck? Like, this could happen, I guess. Yeah. And then and Maxey just lost the handle. Didn't even get a shot off before the end of regulation, which is, I mean, guy's a great player. That was bonkers. And why Joel Embiid did not have 70 points tonight is beyond me. He could have, I guess. But, I mean, he had 32. But was that the softest 32 of all time, Dan?
Well, he's a soft player.
Right.
So it doesn't surprise me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, good point.
That does not surprise me.
So good.
But I see what you're saying. Like, if I'm a Sixers fan, I am pissed at Embiid's effort today. Just the effort in general, but especially with Joel Embiid. D-Mac, we talked about this. I think it was it was the Cavs game, because the Cavs game plan, when they were starting Deron Holmes at center, their 2 tallest dudes on the floor, Peyton Watson and Deron Holmes, their game plan was just take it to the rim every time, which I thought was a good game plan. I don't know why the hell the Sixers weren't just doing that with Embiid every single time down the floor.
Got me.
Like, he should have been getting it in the post every single time. Now, the Nuggets were doubling him. Okay, so good defensive decision there by the coaching staff to double Embiid. But man, even with the double, like, dude, they couldn't make them pay. They couldn't make the Nuggets pay for doubling Embiid, and that's what makes Joker so good, man. Like, if you double Joker, you are just as screwed as if you play him straight up one-on-one.
Insane. And this is the night after Adelman ripped him.
Well, that's a good point. That's also what I was going to mention, because we played that bite on our show today. And did you get a chance to watch the very beginning of the game? If not, it's fine. I'm just curious, because
in fact, I can play the bite for you right now. Watch this. This is pretty nifty. I can do this. Watch this.
Our energy was lackluster, embarrassing to start this game. I thought we picked it up as it went, but the game was out of control at that point. They started feeling good about themselves. Guys started making threes. 41 in the third quarter really speaks to that. But you can't come out with an unprofessional approach, and we did put ourselves up against it. So it's this is the NBA. Everybody can get hot. Clowney made those threes in the third quarter that kind of separated us from them. So we can have all these excuses about guys just getting back, the rotation's different, all that crap. But the bottom line is we were not ready to play. And when you're not ready to play, things like this happen, starts like that happen, and eventually a third quarter like that happens. So it's a very disappointing performance from our guys.
Yeah, that was last night.
Well, did you see how they started tonight? They came out playing hard. Yeah. So clearly the message got through. And I just thought of something when you were playing that there, D-Mac.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not accusing the Nuggets of any malicious injury reporting at all. Okay, that's not what I'm saying here.
Okay,
I'm truly not. That's not what I'm saying.
All
Because
right.
I do believe the injuries they have are all legit. I'm not saying that all, but I will say, do you think that if the Nuggets would have come out with a professional effort against the Nets yesterday, and even if they still lose the game, but they played hard and Adelman thought they played hard, do you think Jamal, AG, CB, and everybody else sits tonight? Or do you think this was like already, hey, this is the plan. We don't want to rush these guys back. Jamal's ankle needs a break. Like I just thought of that. Like, I'm wondering if that was maybe a little bit of a message to the starters of like, hey guys,
interesting.
you got to pick it up here because that effort was unacceptable. And if you guys aren't going to come out and play professional basketball, we'll play the guys that are sitting on the end of the bench that are itching to get in there.
I love your conspiracy theory.
It is a conspiracy theory.
I think this was a plan, and here's why. We, as a bunch of dummies on the radio, talked about this last week in regards to you're going to have to be careful with Murray at some point. And the back end of the back-to-back on this roadie would seem to be, we talked about that. We actually literally talked about at some point, are you going to have to sit Jamal as well as everybody else? So we did actually talk about it. So I think it was, I love your conspiracy. Don't get me wrong. I love a good conspiracy, but I think this was the plan basically all along. But I do love your conspiracy.
By the way, I'm not being critical of Adelman for sitting them either, whatever the decision was. And I'm with you. Like I'm kind of grasping at straws there. I do believe this probably was the plan all along.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was the right decision. Like, you know, you're going to kill Jamal's ankle just to try to get a win in Philly. It just doesn't make sense. You got to bring back AG and Christian Brown back slowly. I totally get it. Go for it on Wednesday. If they're not playing on Wednesday, I'm a little bit more concerned, but I think they will be. So, yeah, I get it. But it just, you know, because that's something like we talked about this on the show today. You and Scott and Tyler were talking about this. And Scott has said this for years now because Michael Malone was a notorious hothead, D-Mac, all right?
Yeah.
And I think he's a great coach, by the way. But he had a temper. And he got into a habit of calling out his guys probably, I would say, a little bit more frequently than most NBA coaches would do it. And Scott always says, you know, you have about 6 of those a year where you can sort of rip your guys and they'll listen to it and they'll buy into it and they'll sort of self-reflect and say, yeah, you know what? Coach is right. Like we didn't play as hard as we could have last night. That was the first time Adelman's done that this year. And I got to say, for as many times as Malone did that, it just never seemed like they responded to it as well as they did tonight. I don't know if there's anything to that. But it definitely seems like when Adelman called them out, they listened. So take that for what it's worth.
I love it. I mean, I love it. It makes too much sense in terms of timing that this is anything but a planned thing. But if you want to roll conspiracy on it, fine. That being said, what an opportunity for all those guys. And they all knew it. And they took advantage of it. So what you got, I mean, technically, Dan, all the backups for the Chargers had an opportunity too. Yeah, I mean,
they played hard.
They sure, of course,
they played their asses off.
Of course, they did.
You know, that was not a gimme game for the Broncos yesterday.
I sort of agree, yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, you know, they are all NBA guys. And that was just awesome.
I think they said on the broadcast, Jalen Pickett was an All-American at Penn State.
Yeah, you forget how good these guys really are. But dude, you still have to play with confidence. And but hey, listen, Pickett, how many years has Pickett actually been technically in the league?
I think this is his 3rd year. I will check on that. It's his 3rd or 4th.
Check on it too. He was a 2nd-round pick in 2023. So 23, 24, 25. Yeah, so third year. Yeah. 3rd year.
Okay. And he
Still,
was
you gotta have.
and he played 4 years in college. You got to remember that too.
Yeah, listen.
So he's an older third-year player.
You don't get to this level if you don't have a certain amount of confidence. I do think Deron Holmes is just soft, but Jalen Pickett ain't soft.
Are you willing to give Deron Holmes like half a season? You're not willing to like give him a little time to cook in the NBA before making that determination?
He's not going to have much time to cook in the NBA. So whatever. I don't have anything. I don't think anything against him. Just wasn't a great pick. He got hurt. He's soft. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. But really, 43 minutes for Spencer Jones.
Yeah, dude.
42 minutes for Jalen Pickett. Like, what the fuck, man? That's crazy.
Spencer Jones, man. Like, shout out to him. Wow, he really. I almost got off the Spencer Jones train a week or two ago. I think that was more of just my personal frustration with all the injuries hitting the Nuggets. And he did have a stretch of a couple of bad games. Yeah. But overall, if you look at the totality of what he's done this year for this team, the way he stepped up into the starting lineup as a two-way player on a team that's as injured as the Nuggets are, he's been phenomenal, man. He really has been.
31 games played. He only has 19 left. I mean, until he has to stop playing for the Nuggets.
Well, no. So they have an open roster spot.
No, I know, but you only get 50 games as a two-way player before they have to convert you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have an open roster spot, so they would be insane not to just sign him to the 15-man NBA roster.
Right.
Which they could easily do.
Get the guy a car. He doesn't have a car. He's in the NBA.
Buy the guy a car.
Buy the guy who just played 42 minutes a car.
I've walked past the Nuggets parking lot. There's plenty of cars in there. I'm sure Spencer could have one of them.
I'm sorry, 43 minutes. A dude who just played 43 minutes in an NBA game doesn't have a car. That's crazy, man.
Well, he only lives 5 minutes away from the arena. He doesn't even. What does he need a car for?
He doesn't
need a car.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't. I basically don't have a car.
Yeah, and you live way further away from Ball Arena than Spencer Jones does.
Well, I live near the light rail.
Well, there you go.
Use that.
But wow, man, just D-Mac, do you think this is a win that can sort of change the course of the season for the Nuggets?
Yes.
And I only mean that in the way
the starters, the regular starters, even those, they should be embarrassed with the effort they put forth last night to see what is possible tonight. And that being said, the Sixers, God, are they terrible? They had won 3 games in a row.
They're not that bad they're 5th in the East. They're a playoff team. They're not terrible. They're just that was a pathetic. Like I said, I said the same thing about Toronto. I said that. Remember, I think it was you were on here, and the dude was sitting courtside, and every bucket they made, he's like pumping his fist and jumping up and down in the air, and I'm like, dude, your team's down by like 4 against, the Charlotte Hornets. But by the way, speaking of the Charlotte Hornets, did you see what they did tonight?
No, what?
You didn't see what the Charlotte Hornets did tonight?
No, I was just watching the Nuggets.
They went to Oklahoma City, D-Mac, and beat the Thunder 124-97.
Wow.
The Thunder are 6-6 in their last 12 games.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
The Hornets just kicked the shit out of the Thunder.
I'm looking it up now.
OKC.
Brandon Miller with 28. Wow.
Yeah.
Con Knuckle with 23.
He's good.
Yeah, he is good. He's
a sharpshooter.
And LaMelo with just 16. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So the Thunder were playing the Hornets at home, and the Nuggets bench unit and into the bench guys were playing in Philly, and the Nuggets just gained a game in the Western Conference on OKC.
You know it's crazy. As bad as it's felt, the Nuggets are, after tonight, they're in 3rd place. I mean,
I know.
They're all right.
But the scary thing in the West is it's so tight, man. Like it is. I mean,
so tight.
So let's see here. The Rockets are a half game back. Lakers are a half game back. The Timberwolves are 1 game back. And then the Suns in the 7th. So okay, let's just think of it this way. Yeah. You're 1 game out of being in the 6th seed. But to your point, they're in the 3 seed right now. And
and they
if they would have lost tonight, they probably would have fallen to the 6th seed.
That's crazy. And the Celtics are 23-12. The Nuggets are 24-12. Watch, they'll start AG and Christian and Jamal, and they'll lose by 30 to the Celtics on Wednesday. I don't know, man.
I want to hear that pessimism.
2-4 on this road trip. I did say when they went on this road trip, really tough one. One of the longest road trips they've had in years.
Yeah.
When was the last time they had a 7-game road trip?
Well, they have like at least a 6-gamer East Coast like every year, it feels like. But I don't think they've had a 7-game in quite some time.
Look at our guy Hastings. Pickett Ball, best win of the year.
Is that what he texted us?
Should I try calling Scott?
Yeah, do it.
All right.
He's probably on the bus.
No, he's not on the bus.
Oh.
Hello, buddy, and welcome to the program.
Denied.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Ellie.
And we're not here right now, but if you'd like to talk to either Scott or
Ellie
or the warden, leave a message at the tone. Be concise. Repeat it twice because sometimes we have short memories. And we're on the go. Anyway, good luck. Love you. Merry Christmas.
At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, we're doing our dumb internet show with Dan Tanner. So call if you want to be on our dumb internet show and talk about the best win of the year. We'll be here for how long, Dan, do you think?
I don't know, like 10 15 more minutes.
Okay,
yeah.
Bye. He said Pickett Ball, best one of the year. That's what Scott said.
He texted you that?
Yeah. By the way, I sent an invite to because this is a Peacock game.
Yeah.
And Vic was like, I'm going into my sauna.
He's going into his sauna.
I don't know.
At his house? Does he have a sauna in his house? Just pop your phone on in the sauna, Vic, and come on the show.
Oh, jumped out of the sauna. You still on? Yes. Yes. Join us.
Say only if you're in a towel.
All right. So hopefully Vic joins us here in a second. Yeah, because the game was not on, so they don't do pre and post on altitude when it's
It was a national TV. There was no altitude tonight. Yeah.
So we'll see if Scott calls back and see if Vic pops on here in a second. I'll send him another invite just in case. Okay. That was so fun though. Listen,
yeah,
everybody was into it. If you were following on Twitter, how was the watch along? How did that go? Like as you were watching it really happen?
Oh, well, I popped. I started the show with I don't know, like 2.5 minutes left to go in the game, and it was just a nail biter for that last 2.5 minutes. And it goes to overtime, which I was, you know what's funny, D-Mac? I thought there was no way in hell the Nuggets were going to be able to pull this out in overtime because I thought that with the young guys who haven't played a lot, their legs were going to go out. Now they kind of did. But it was 5-4 in overtime. That was the final score in overtime. 5-4.
Yeah.
What was it? The Christmas night game? They scored 27 in overtime. They scored 5 tonight and won the game.
Yeah.
In overtime. Both teams could not hit a shot. Okay, there's Vic.
What's he doing?
I have no idea. I don't think he knows he's on.
I don't think he knows he's on. Oh,
there he is.
There he is.
Victor.
Out of the sauna. Out of the sauna.
Oh my God, dude, your hair.
You look great.
You know, I made a commitment New Year's. I'm going to do a sauna a day because I heard the redeeming recovery qualities of a sauna.
Yeah.
All those people in Norway and Finland do it, and they live forever apparently. So I'm going to start doing it.
Well, good for you, man.
Best win of the year, bro.
No, that was the second best win of the year. The best win of the year in terms of game, I thought. This is me personally. I thought the win against Minnesota on Christmas night, when you're down by 9 in overtime and overcome that deficit, that to me was more exciting. But this, in terms of guts and gusto and energy, one thing I'm glad of, guys, I'm glad that the starters were on the bench supporting those guys. Because not only does it benefit the guys in the game, but I think it sends a subtle message that if you play hard, if you play with untapped energy, you always have a chance. And that's the difference in the NBA and in the NHL and a lot of these games where cardiovascular stuff is involved. You just got to play hard. And that game tonight just showed me, are you kidding me? A fully staffed Philadelphia team loses
Unreal.
to I mean,
dude.
in terms of Nuggets regular season games, it's one of the best regular season games of all time. All time.
Where do you rank that with the 7 freaking dudes in Utah, Vic? I made this point to.
That's better. That's better.
Well, yeah,
You know why?
no, I think this win was better because in
Yeah.
the Utah, you're
Yeah.
saying tonight was better.
Oh yeah, the Utah
Yes,
game
because
had
they had
Jamal and
Jokic
Joker.
and Murray in the Utah.
Yeah,
He had the bench guys and the end of the bench guys in there tonight.
100%, man. It's not even close. I mean, if you were gonna tell me that I'm watching a game where Jalen Pickett is doing step back threes over Joel Embiid, and that Zeke Naji is going to the rim unabashed, so aggressively, without any fear, I'll tell you, what dream are you in right now? That was unreal. That was unreal. You know,
I didn't even know he had that in his bag, Vic.
Me neither. You know what? It goes to show you another thing, guys.
Yeah.
When you're a professional athlete and you're assured playing time, like they were, like they knew they're going to play a lot of minutes, and there's nobody going to be yanking your chain if you make a mistake. You play with so much more confidence.
Yeah.
You play with such a different demeanor. And you saw it from the jump, right? Jalen Pickett doing things that are outside the norm for him, because when he's in a game, let's be honest, he caters to Jamal. He caters to the other guys. When Zeke Naji's in a game, he's not going to put his head down and go to the hole like he did tonight. But it's just beautiful to watch that stuff. It's beautiful to see those guys emboldened and given the leash to do that. I loved it.
That's a great point. Like Hunter Tyson tonight too. He had a couple of big threes. I
When
mean,
he
yeah,
had
you're
that
right.
4-point play, bro.
That was huge.
Oh my God.
They were down by like 8 at that point, I think, Vic. I think it was 100-92 at that point when he hit that. And, you know, at that point in the game, Philly had really kind of gained the momentum and it looked like it was over. And then he goes down and hits the 4-point play and they were right back in it and they got it to 198 and then they're up 101-100. So that play from Hunter Tyson was massive. Dan, it was great.
Dan and D-Mac, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That win I was so excited. I watched it with my brother. Say hello to Adalio.
Hey!
What's up, bro?
There's our guy. What's up, bro?
Yeah, we just had a son. So I'm so excited over that win, and I shouldn't probably be doing this. I know I shouldn't, given my health issues. But we're gonna smoke a victory cigar tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
That
You're
is
lighting up in the
bomb.
house. That's how you know it's
No, I'm on
Casa
the
de Vic
patio.
right there. Oh, you're on the patio. Okay.
Oh, I would love to join you on that.
Dude, that
man.
is fantastic.
That is
Mhm.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Good for you. Look at that. Look at that. Light it up. Light it
It's
up.
worth it
man.
tonight, brother.
Light
It's
it
worth
up.
I mean,
That
I
is
feel so
amazing.
good for those boys. You know, you get to know these guys personally, and you know that they sit at the end of the bench and they're just, fodder for the starters, and they never get a chance to shine. And guys like Zeke Naji, he's been humiliated and humbled. Oh, he makes too much money. You can't trade him, this and that. So to see those boys get out there, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to patronize them here, but to see them go out there and earn their buck and do it like that on a national game, on a national Peacock game with all the big announcers, that is so cool to see.
By the way,
Vic,
Vic.
by the way, I'm just out of my red. I just finished my. I mean,
there you
it's.
go.
You.
I mean, I'm done with it.
Vic, by the way, did you see the Thunder got the shit kicked out of them tonight by the Hornets?
The NBA's crazy. Again, it goes back to playing hard, man. You got a Charlotte team that goes into OKC and they're up by 17 early because they're playing hard. If you play hard, man, you got to. This is the NBA. All these guys can shoot. All these guys can drive. All these guys can jump.
Right.
By the way, you know who I was most impressed by on that 76ers team was VJ Edgecombe. That guy is a stud.
He's so good.
Oh my God. They found a new star. Paul George is washed. Joel Embiid is a foul baiter as always.
And
soft.
by the way, and listen, I know he had 32, but he is so slow and unathletic. You know, like, yeah, he's 7'1", so it is what it is. But he can't move anymore, guys.
Dude,
he's not good.
He's not a good player, man. And it's so funny that Nikola Jokic had an MVP stolen from him.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's stupid. But VJ Edgecombe is a find for them. In fact, I probably would have gone to him at the end of the game instead of Maxey.
I don't know, man. Maxey's a stud, though.
That's true.
Like, and he dribbled it out of bounds.
Okay, I want to say something.
But it's Tyrese Maxey, man. He's an all-star.
Okay, let me say something else. Because usually we blame the officials if your team loses, all right? And the refereeing in this game was awful. Awful. I mean, it was terrible. Some of the missed calls and that screen call they made on
Yeah.
who was that on Najee late?
Yeah.
The missed goaltend earlier in the game. There were so many calls that I'm sitting there. Come on, man. First of all, when they start wrestling as they did in overtime, you don't call an offensive screen call.
Right.
What is this? JV basketball at St. Catharines? Come on, man. That was
Are you talking about where
embarrassing.
Joel Embiid and Zeke were fighting for position? Like
That
it wasn't
was
even
one,
a
too. No,
yeah. That
on
well,
the
that
other
was the one
side.
I couldn't believe they called.
Yeah, that was a terrible call. But the one where the Nuggets had possession and somebody was coming around a screen and they called an illegal pick. And I'm sitting there going, you got to be kidding. These guys are beating the crap out of each other. You're going to call an offensive pick call? Give me a break. Whatever.
Hey, Bruce Brown, we like him or are we frustrated by him?
Well, I was frustrated for a long time. But tonight in the clutch, he made some plays. Now, he missed that three. That three, I think, would have put an end to it. But that play he made at the end of the game, there aren't many people in the NBA with that kind of breakaway speed.
Right.
So, listen, Bruce is in one. I think we can all be honest here, right?
Okay.
And I love Bruce. Brucey B is a fan favorite, but he's in one. And he's trying to climb out of it. He's trying to regain his shooting confidence. And he's going to stay in it until he regains it. I think tonight will help.
Okay. And he put it to the backboard. I like the graphics on Peacock though with the goaltending on the backboard, like kind of like a tennis sort of. What was that? That was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it was like a virtual measurement,
like a virtual reality thing. But you know what? I thought the entire Peacock broadcast was good. I really liked it.
How about our guy Austin Rivers? Basically,
he was great.
Yeah, all right.
I know.
So who was he sitting next to with the gray hair on the Nuggets bench?
I have no idea. I've never seen that man in my life.
Was that
He's not with
dude?
the organization.
Are you sure?
I've never seen that man in my life.
Okay.
I haven't either.
Because it wasn't that weird. Like he's on the bench, but like there's another dude who's like slightly closer.
I think they separate him. I think they separate him from the bench itself because he's got a microphone on, and they don't want game plans overheard on the mic.
By the way, Hummel was a ex-Nugget as well for like 9 days in like a training camp or something. I don't know if you recall that. If you remember that, I'll be impressed.
Hey, D-Mac, I got to share something with you. You know how your wife is just an Avalanche fan and she can't get
Yeah,
enough
and she,
Avalanche?
by the way, she walked away from the game with like 40 seconds to go.
Unbelievable.
So, I know. Anyways, yeah, she is.
My wife has now become a Nuggets super fan with her friends here in the cul-de-sac. They have a nightly group chat every time the Nuggets play. I'm not joking. She comes running downstairs. I said, "Are you not going to watch?" She goes, "No, it's bad luck. I can't watch the final seconds. I can't watch." I mean, she's at that point now in fandom.
Well, there's something with women in menopause in sports. Who knows what it is, but God bless them. That's fantastic.
Boys, I'm going to enjoy my cigar.
Yes.
I wanted to join you.
Suck that down,
Thank
Vic.
you for doing your thing. Tomorrow morning on the show, we're going to yuck it up. In no world did I ever think it was possible for that Nuggets team with that lineup to go into Philly and win that game.
Dude, I didn't even think we were gonna talk about the Nuggets tomorrow. It was gonna be like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we watch sports. This is why we do what we do. This is why we love our jobs. And it's an honor and a privilege to do this.
Amen.
All right, enjoy your
Couldn't have said it
cigar,
better.
dude. You're
All
the
right,
best.
boys. Take
Thanks,
care.
Vic. See you,
Bye-bye.
buddy.
That was great, huh?
Oh my
That was
gosh,
great.
Vic,
That was funny.
it's too much.
That was great. Vic is the best.
He's the best.
He is the fucking best. Scott, meanwhile, just blew us off.
Yeah, well, he's on.
It's all right.
He's well, he did tell me today. I think he was going out to dinner with Marlo at some fancy place in
What at
in
midnight? Philly is going. He's got like midnight.
Well, maybe
reservations?
I don't know. They do have to fly tomorrow, but I was like, they're not working tomorrow, so maybe.
All right, I should turn off too.
Yeah.
That was and tons of comments and this is great content, man. This is Altitude After Dark, right? Like this is all of it.
Vic said it there, man. This is why we watch and love sports. It's just you just never know.
That was so awesome.
And when stuff like this happens, D-Mac, it's so fun.
By the way, I want
for us
everybody
and
to
for the fans
realize,
and for everyone.
had the Nuggets lost by 30 as was expected, neither me or Vic would be joining Dan.
Yeah, that's right. You've earned that, okay? You're the vets in the industry, all right? I get it. But hey, I'm glad they won, and I'm glad you guys could join me.
All right, I'll say Hustle of These. This was really fun. What a great night. See you, Dan.
All right, D. See you, buddy. All right, guys. That was guys and gals. That was amazing. Thank you to Vic and DMAC for coming on. Best win of the year, no doubt. Vic said it was the Christmas night game. I see where he's coming from. I mean, that was an epic game too, but I'm still putting this one above that Christmas night game. I know what Vic's saying. They're down by 9 in overtime, and they scored 27 points in over. I mean, it was incredible. But the fact that the Nuggets didn't have a single starter in this game tonight, on the road, on a long 7-game, 13-day East Coast road trip, the 6th of those 7 games, and they were able to, their second unit, minus their second start center, by the way, and Jonas Valanciunas. So their second unit with a replacement center and the end of the bench guys get an overtime win against a Philly team they're having a pretty good year. I mean, they're, like I said, they're 5th in the East. This wasn't a bad Eastern Conference team. Like, Philly's got a lot of good players. Vic just mentioned VJ Edgecombe. He was their top pick in the draft, the Phillies' top pick in the draft this year. That guy is a stud. Tyrese Maxey has developed into one of the best guards in the NBA. I know they were both kind of ragging on Embiid, and I get what they're saying, and I agree with them. He is kind of a shell of himself, but he's still a pretty damn good player. Paul George is washed. Like, Embiid's not there yet. Paul George, get him out of here. But this was an incredible win for the Nuggets tonight. They get the 125-124 overtime victory over the 76ers. And like I said, what was so crazy about the overtime was, if you go back to the Christmas game, the Christmas night game in overtime against Minnesota, the Nuggets scored 27 points in that overtime period. They scored 5 in the 5 minutes of overtime play tonight and won the game. They won the overtime 5-4. How about that? So I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but did I not say that the Nuggets offense during this injury bug stretch it's going to come and go? It's going to be very inconsistent. Tonight it was pretty consistent, but it wasn't consistent in overtime. And I said the way they're going to have to win games is they're going to have to be able to get stops at critical moments in games, and that's exactly what they were able to do tonight in the overtime period. Plain and simple. So, wow, what a great win. Great night for the Nuggets. They improve to 24-12 on the season. They'll travel to Boston tomorrow, and they will hook up with the Boston Celtics on Wednesday night to close out this road trip. They have a chance to go 3-4 on this road trip. How insane would that be? I mean, talk about salvaging a road trip. If they can get the win in Boston coming up on Wednesday night, that would absolutely salvage this road trip from what could have been a just disaster to a pretty good road trip, considering the circumstances that with the injuries that have hit this team. So excellent win for the Nuggets tonight. Thank you everybody so much for listening. That's going to do it for the post-game show. We'll be back coming up on Wednesday night to react to Nuggets and Celtics. We'll see you then on In the Paint.